what I'm suggesting is you are aware, first of all, life is dangerous because you can and will die. All right? You can also get injured, blah, blah, blah. You can have your feelings hurt. At any moment, you could have your feelings hurt. See? At any moment, you could die. At any moment, somebody could stick their finger in your eye. Or could have an accident. Or whatever. See? Or some social circumstance can go down in which you're uncomfortable. Right? See, now, do you know this to be the case? Yes, of course you do. Because you've managed to survive this long. See? And so you know this is always the case. It's always the case. The potential for catastrophe, pain, etc. is always present. In your mind, however, see, you block that out. You know it. And it terrifies you, see? But in your mind, you block it out. Why? Well, you don't want to spend a lot of time with that, being afraid of everything. See, so you don't bring it up. You concentrate on, no, we're all friends here. We're all friends here. Nobody's going to hurt anybody. We're doing good work here. And we're safe. We got fans and a nice building that I hope the meteor doesn't come through. And, no, we're safe. We're okay. No problem here. Move along. Move along. Right? See, so that's what your mind does, yes? See? Because you have to, calm yourself down. But in an instant, you can contact fear. Because you're always afraid. You're afraid of life. You're afraid of vitality. You're afraid of communication. You're afraid of honesty. You're afraid of what I might do next. You're afraid of failing. Huh? You're afraid you might go through this entire program and get nothing from it. See? Now we're getting real. Right? See? I'm just doing fear. Don't get me started on anger. See? You resent all sorts of shit. Life never treated you right. You don't get everything you want. Things keep getting in your way. You get in your way. These all piss you off. You're incapable. Your feelings can be hurt. See, these things lead to you being angry because you're countering them, etc. See, these are always the case. In your experience, there's always something negative in your experience. There's also always something positive in your experience. See? Because that's what you do. You'll make everything into a positive and negative. There might be some part of your body that feels good right now, right? See? Can you find some part of your body that feels good? You probably can find some part of your body that doesn't feel good. And it's a relative thing. See? Maybe your ass is sore or something like that, or your back is sore. Or maybe it's like, yeah, you feel pretty good right now, except you could feel a little bitter right over here or something, See, these are constantly going on. And you're constantly defective. Now, obviously, see, in your mind, you pull up what you need at the time. See? And unfortunately, for getting through life, you don't need a lot of joy. See? And the kind of bliss I'm talking about is you only brought about through freedom, real kind of freedom from you, freedom from self-survival. Okay, so, love, well, you do love everyone. You do. You hate them also. You fear them, and they piss you off. But you wouldn't hate them so much if they didn't disappoint you so much. And you didn't love them or care. I understand these things are difficult to grasp because we don't live in a world in which that's acknowledged or even conscious. Yeah. But see, so when I'm saying, you say, you want to pull up anger? Come on. It's never far away. Even if you want to use like, circumstantially derived. See, so it's not a circumstance. Like, this thing happens that you're, this little thing here, like little movement right there. See? It's this kind of thing you got going on all the time. It's not hard. It's not hard. Fear? Oh, hell yes. You're afraid all the time. Everybody, everything you're afraid of. So just, choose your poison. Just pick one, whip it out, boom, enthusiasm, whoa! Or, something else.
So are they all kind of present and I just need to find them in my experience?
No.
No.
You create them in your experience, and you're constantly creating them in your experience because you're constantly being a person. You're constantly being a self-surviving. So you're constantly creating these because it's a constant. Because the conditions that you need that would produce these emotions, that you relate to them, are constantly true. Say, you are constantly able to die. You're constantly able to, and you know it, experience unpleasant things in any moment. You're constantly able to experience pleasant things in any moment. You're constantly, whatever. You're constantly, actually, always living in a state of freedom. You just aren't conscious of that at all. So that one rarely comes up. So the kind of the joy and the bliss rarely comes to your experience. But the rest can. See, and the fundamentals. And you see like fear, right? Anxiety, worry, trepidation, shyness, etc. They're all forms of fear. See? You know what I'm saying? These are all just different forms of fear applied to different like kind of circumstance or personality or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? See, there's lots of offshoots. So I'm saying fear is all of those things. Anger, irritation, upset, anger, pissed off, annoyed. You see, all that's all anger. You know what I'm saying? See, you just a little irritation or something, a little aggravation. See? It's all anger. It's all the same stuff. It's just those are just different distinctions in that domain of anger. You see. So I'm not saying you constantly have to, you probably are, but you don't have to always be annoyed. But you're always upset. You're always angry. You always have something going on like that. So master it. So you're creating it now. If you can grasp that, you're creating it now. So I want you to do it on purpose. See? But I don't want you to, I'm just pointing it out. It's probably a new thought, right? See? But I want you to create it. Out of the blue, just boom. Create this, create that, create the other thing. Okay? And then start, and first thing, let it be just a feeling. Second thing, create different emotions, different feelings. See? And become master of it. That you can do that. And then when you have the real ones that are circumstantially derived, right? The real ones, when somebody really pisses you, and you're really angry, or whatever, right? Also, notice, try to get it as quick as you can. Something you're doing. Something you're doing. I'm not asking you to stop doing it, but get that it's something you're doing. If you get that it's something you're doing, you can stop doing it. This could be a test, See, but I want you to get that you're doing it. Okay? So you first just let it be. Ah, there it is. Wow, there's that one. And let go of the meaning and the motivation and the stuff, So you just like, there's a feeling. And then do other ones.